today we're going to be looking at relations and how to rewrite relations from one format into another. So if you've already seen your notes, you should already be a little familiar with this. There are 4 ways we can write relations. We can write relations as a list of ordered pairs. When we write things as a list of ordered pairs, we put these curly brackets at the beginning and end to show that they are a set of points that go together, or pairs that go together. Each ordered pair looks like we're used to, x comma y in parentheses, commas in between to separate each point or pair. We can also write our relation as an XY table. All of your x values are in the x column, all of your y values are in the y column. Each row is a point. And I just erased that negative sign. We don't want to do that. We want that. Okay. Another way we can write a relation is as what's called a mapping diagram, which is this kind of crazy contraption here. Basically, your x values are in the left oval, your y values are in the right oval. You have arrows connecting x's and y's, making your points or pairs. The other way we can write a relation is as a graph. Now for you guys, I'm not going to have you make your own graphs because let's face it, that's not very much fun. So anything involving a graph, you'll be taking a graph and turning it into something else. But each of these dots or points represents an ordered pair x, y as well. So relation is just a list of pairs of 2 values that go together. Usually we think of them as x values and y values. What we're going to focus on for this video is taking a certain relation and then switching it to the other formats. So this first one, they want us to rewrite this list of ordered pairs as a table. Table looks like this right here. When we make a table, our x's go in the left column, our y's go in the right column, and then we just list each x value and y value in its own row. So I have this point 1, 2, so x is 1, y is 2. That's going to be the first entry in my table. And then I have 2 others. I'm going to go ahead and make spots for them. My next point is negative 3, 6. X is negative 3, y is 6. Done. And last but not least, 8, 7. X is 8, y is 7. So this table right here is our final answer for this one. For the next one, they want us to make it into a mapping diagram. So the mapping diagram is the thing that looks like this right here. So a mapping diagram, we start with 2 ovals. If you'd like to label them, the left one is x, just like in a table. The right one is y, just like in a table. To make all the crazy arrows and pairings that you see in a mapping diagram, you just take each x value, write it in the x spot somewhere, each y value, write it in the y area somewhere, and draw an arrow going from each x to the y value it matches up with. My first point is 0, 6, so I need a 0 in the x oval, 6 in the y oval, and then I draw an arrow which shows me that 0 and 6 go together as an ordered pair. I'm just going to work my way down my table doing exactly that. So next up is negative 5, 4. Draw an arrow going from negative 5 to 4. Negative 2, 1, same idea. And last but not least, 3, 4. And then we are now all finished with turning that table into a mapping diagram. So what I have drawn right there is your final answer. It is possible to have arrows, more than one arrow pointing out of something. Like for instance, if I also had a 0, 2, I would need 0 and then an arrow pointing to a 2 as well. That's kind of what we have going on here. For the last 2, they want us to rewrite these as a list of ordered pairs. List of ordered pairs would be something that looks like this. Anytime we write a list of ordered pairs, we are going to put curly brackets at the beginning and the end just to show this is a set of pairs that all go together. And then how we deal with this with a mapping diagram, just kind of reverse what we just did. Each arrow represents a point. Start with your x, then go to your y. So I'm going to take care of this first arrow here. My first point, my x value is negative 2, and that arrow is pointed with a 3. So my first point is negative 2, 3. Put commas in between. My next point, let's just go to our next arrow. X value is negative 2. It's pointing at negative 5. So that's my next one. Continuing right along, I have 0 pointing at -1, so 0, -1. I'm gonna have to give myself some more room here. I got a little excited. And I dropped a marker, but that's okay. Now I have another arrow pointing at a 0, 0 pointing at 2. That's taken care of. And then last but not least, we have 5 pointing at 2. So 5, 2, like that. Once you have written your last point, make sure, like I said, beginning and the end, you have curly brackets just to show these all go together. This one is a graph, an XY coordinate plane graph. You've probably seen these before, maybe just been a while. We're going to do the same thing here. We are going to list the XY ordered pairs that we see here as a list of coordinates, just like we did. So I'm going to start with this first point. Remember that x's are on this axis, y's are on this axis. So this point right here, our x value is 1, our y value is 1. So we're going to write 1, 1 like that for that point. I'm going to do this one next. My x value is 2, my y value is 3. So the next point on my list of ordered pairs is 2, 3. Moving right along, we have 4 for the x value for this point, 2 for the y value. So I have 4, 2. And then last but not least, my x value here is 5. Since it's on the y-axis, my y value is 0. So I have the point 5, 0. That is it for today. I hope you have a great day.